working outside of the home, we salute you, because that's not an easy thing to do. It is a great privilege to be a mother. I believe that this verse that I'm about to read defines motherhood also. 1 Corinthians 13, 4 and 5. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own ways. It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. That is a mother. You can talk back to your mother many times. You can just upset her by the way you're living, but your mom will be patient and she will still be kind to you. Your mom is never jealous. I have never been jealous of my daughters. I see them advancing in their careers. I see them obtaining things, material things that I did not have, and I'm proud of them. A mom is always proud of her children. Amen? A mom is never jealous. She's never rude to her kids. She loves her kids. And that's why the Bible tells us that we should honor our parents. A mom doesn't keep record of how many times you have said or have done something that you've hurt her. She doesn't keep records. You can tell her anything you want to tell her, and tomorrow she'll still be your mom and she'll still love you. And I believe that 1 Corinthians tells us that. That is the definition of a mother. Now, I want to speak to the children. 7 ways to honor your mother. And if you have a pen and paper there, it'd be nice for the kids to take note so that you don't forget. I believe Mother's Day should be every day, not just one day out of the year. I believe those of you that are sitting here next to your mom, or you still have your mom, but she's not fortunate enough to be here with you, I believe that you should be very grateful to God that you have her. She's not perfect. None of us are perfect. But you are blessed to have a mom. Amen? Number 1, love your mother unconditionally. Love her. Love her. Love her when she's young, and love her when she's old. Amen? I'm not as young as I used to be. I gave birth to Terry when I was about 25 years old, I believe. My first one. Didn't know what I was doing with her half the time. Didn't take her a bath for a week. Poked her with a safety pin. I made a lot of mistakes. I was young. But now I'm older. A mom wants to know that her children will love her when she's young, and they will love her when she's old. Now, I can talk a lot about this. Nowadays, in the days that we're living, a lot of people, and if you've done this, that's fine. A lot of people get tired of their parents because they're old. Oh, mom can't take care of my kids anymore. She's too old. Mom can't do this. Mom's too old already. She can't do this. Because your mom is older doesn't mean you stop loving her. Can I get an amen? Because your mom is not moving as fast as she used to, that doesn't mean you stop loving her. You continue to love your mother. A lady was telling me, she's very passionate about elderlies. She was telling me, it hurts me when I hear that kids are putting their parents in nursing homes because they don't have time and they don't want to take care of their parents. And this is everyone's choice. Neither right nor wrong. This is just my personal opinion. My mom, I was going to bring her home. I wasn't able to, though. She passed away. My dad, I was with him for 10 days in hospice. I was wanting to bring him home also. Nowadays, the culture that we live in, we're so self-centered. We love ourselves more than we love others, and that's wrong. And a lot of parents, this lady was telling me, I go to the nursing homes, and the mom's there, and she says, my children haven't come to visit me. No one calls me. We need to learn to love our mother unconditionally. Love her when she has so much to give you. She has so much to give you. She takes care of your kids. She would cook for you. She would just do anything that you needed her to do. She's given you so much. She's always there. When you needed advice, she was always there. When she was young, she could give you everything because she had the energy. But also, love her when she's older. Love her when she can't give you very much anymore. Some kids are just give me, but they don't give to the parents. It shouldn't be that way. Children are supposed to love their parents. Love them unconditionally. Even when your mom doesn't say the right things. Even when your mom, in your eyes, she's being mean to you. You need to continue to love your mother. Love her when she has nothing to give you. Love her when the piggy bank has gone dry. I remember my brothers would come to my mom, and they were always asking her for money. Mom, can you let me borrow? And borrowing, becomes like, okay, I'm going to give it to you. You know you're not getting it back. And they would always come to my mom and Mom, can you cook this food for me? Can you do this? Can you wash my clothes? I need a button sewn on there. She was always doing things for my brothers. But the thing that I noticed was that very little were they given back to the woman who gave them birth. One thing you can give, and it doesn't cost you very much, is give your mother unconditional love. She doesn't talk to you the way you want her to talk to you. Give her unconditional love. She doesn't do very many things for you. You have to do them by yourself. Give her unconditional love. She's not there at your events. She's not there when you most need her. Give her unconditional love. You're not perfect, and neither is your mother. Moms deserved to be loved. Number 2, hug her affectionately. Right there where you're sitting, if your mom's there, or an aunt or a relative, hug them. Hug them right now. Let them know that they're loved. Let them know that you love them. Oh, David, thank you, my love. Love. We take it for granted that our mothers know that we love them. Many years ago, when we were first starting here, I was teaching a class in Spanish on marriage. And I asked the couples that were there, I said, when was the last time you told your wife that you loved her or hugged her? And I was very surprised. Of course, they were not from here. They were from other countries, and I understood afterwards why they said what they said. They looked at me and they said, why do I have to tell her that I love her? Why do I have to hug her? She's my wife. I gave her my last name. And I was just like, okay. A lot of times we think, Mom knows that I love her. I don't have to tell her that I love her. You demonstrate your love by your actions. Your mom wants to know that you love her, and she wants to be hugged affectionately. She wants you to come in. I have 7 grandkids, and I love all of them, but they're all different. But I got my Gracie Lou here. She's very, very affectionate. I mean, she comes into the house. She comes and I'm sitting down, and she comes and she hugs me, and she likes to tickle me right about here. And I just, oh, Grace, don't do that, you know. Very, very affectionate. She hugs her popo. She leaves. She hugs us, and she tells us that she loves us. You can't take it for granted that your mom knows that you love her. She knows that, but she also wants you to tell her, and she wants you to hug her. Some people are not used to touchy-touchy. In my family, we're huggers. We hug each other, and my daughters hug me. They kiss me, my grandkids. Your mom deserves for you to hug her affectionately. Tell her that you love her. Show her by your actions that you love her. It doesn't do you any good for you to be hugging and kissing on your mom and telling her that you love her if your actions are not showing it. Let me tell you about my mom. My mom would always tell us the following, and I believe this. If you love me, show me now, my mom would say. If you love me, show me now. She would always say, show me now that you love me. She would say, don't wait until I'm in the grave to give me flowers. Give them to me now. She would say, don't wait until I'm laying in the casket for you to speak beautiful words. Oh, my mom was such a good woman. You know how we've had so many funerals here of moms, and the kids are just wanting to take the body out of the casket, and they're saying all these beautiful words. But when they were alive, that's when your mother wants to hear you say that. Not when she's laying here, not when she's up front. We had one funeral where the boy literally wanted to go into the casket, pull her out, or go in there with her. And I was talking to him, and he says, Mama, and he was talking to her, Mama, I promise you, I'm going to start coming to church. Mama, I'm going to be here. Mama, I love you. It was too late. It's too late. And all those tears of remorse, all those tears that you cry because you know that you didn't demonstrate to your mom when she was alive how much you loved her. Young people that are here and those that still have your mom, demonstrate to your mother every day. Demonstrate to her how much you love her. Hug her, love on her. But demonstrate by your actions. Let her know how much you love her. My mom didn't want anything from us. She said, I want y'all to be good kids. My mom was not the type that wanted gifts for Mother's Day. When she started going to church, she would say, if you love me, I just want you to be sitting next to me in service. Love and hug your mother now that you have her. Because the day that she closes her eyes here on earth, it's going to be too late. Let her know now how much you love her. Number 3, understand. Try to understand your mom. You know, us women, we go through a lot of changes. Hormones start working. Sometimes they're not working. I laugh at a lot of the younger ladies around me that I've seen them grow up. All of them have their little fans. And they say, it's hot. I said, no, it's not hot. It's comfortable. They say, no, it's hot, Pastora. It's hot. I said, no, it's menopause. They don't want to admit that, but that's what it is. We don't stay 23 forever. Your mom is going through a lot of changes. You know, and sometimes kids think, well, my mom's not going through anything. She hasn't told me anything. She's not going to tell you. Your mom's not going to tell you because she wants to protect you. She might be having health issues. She might be having things that are going on in her life, her personal life, but she's not going to tell you because she wants to protect you. She doesn't want to worry you. She might be concerned about the future. She might be concerned about the finances, but she's not going to tell you. So we need to get to a point where we understand our parents. We need to try to understand them. But you might say, oh, but you don't know my mother. No, I don't. But God does. Oh, you don't know how she is. No, I don't know how she is. But God does. But you know what? God tells me in his word that he is the answer to any difficulty that you're going through. And your mom is no exception. She goes through stuff. She goes through struggles. And you know, there's a lot of moms that have made mistakes. I've made mistakes. But just because your mom has made mistakes does not mean that you are not to honor her. You are to honor your mother, and you will be blessed by God. This generation needs to learn how to honor their parents. I've seen some young kids that talk back to their parents. I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised that way. The one time that I did talk back, it wasn't even to my mom. It was to my sister, who was like a second mom to us. When Mama was not there, you did what my sister Gloria would tell us to do. We had to do it. But nowadays, kids do not understand their parents. You don't know what your mom's dealing with. You don't know the situation. Instead of criticizing her, instead of neglecting her, instead of ignoring her, pray for your mother. Pray for your mom. You need to try to understand her. Your mom wears many hats. She wears many hats. She does many things, day in and day out. You might say, but my mom doesn't do anything for me. Well, that doesn't exclude you from having to honor her. You have to honor your mom. Number 4, listen to her attentively. Listen. Pay attention to what she's saying. Listen to your mom. Some people have told me, I can't talk to my mom. She talks too much. Well, at least she talks. She's not dead. She's still alive. It's good that she's talking. Mothers are so attentive and concerned about every detail that goes on in your life. I want the moms to raise their hand with the following. How many of you moms, when your kids come home from college or elementary or high school or whatever, first thing you ask is, how was your day? Terry's not sure. She's working when they come home. Yes. Why? Because you're concerned. You want to know about their day. If they go out on a date, when they come back, you start asking them, how was it? Was it okay? Was it nice? Yes, because you, as a mother, they're concerned about you and they want to know all the details that are going on with you. You need to try, as a son or as a daughter, you need to try to listen to your mother. You need to try to listen to her. I think a lot of times there's a lot of talking going on, the kids doing the talking, and no one's listening to what their mom has to say. Moms will give their full attention to their children, and they give it to their husbands. Sometimes when my husband comes to the house and he sits down, I'm doing something and he starts talking. So I turn down the TV set or I turn off the iPad and then I listen to him because I'm interested in what he's saying. As a son or a daughter, you should be interested in what your mother is saying because she has given you the attention. There's a story, to me it's kind of a funny story, but it's reality. In 2 Kings 4:19, we find a story there. A young boy was out in the field with his father. They were working in the fields and it was hot. And the son starts screaming, "My head hurts, my head hurts." So the father calls the servants over and he says, "Take him to his mother. Take him to his mother." The father could have attended the boy. The father could have taken care of what was going on. They believe he was having like heat stroke. He was out in the sun. But the father says, "Take him to his mother. Take him to his mother." Why did he say that? Because reality is, and we love all the husbands, we love all the dads, but reality is, it's the mom who is more geared towards listening and reaching out to the kids. My husband said something this morning, and it's very true, at least in our family. When my girls were out, when Terry would go out on a date, I would never go to sleep until I heard the door close and locked. Sandra, the same thing. Maritza, that was a baby, so she was at the house longer than the other two. She had a tendency on Saturday nights. She would go out, but it wasn't during the day. It was like at 10 o'clock, she was going to go watch a movie with all her friends, with Chica and others. They would go watch a movie. They would go out to eat. And on Saturday nights, we have to get up early for Sunday. But my daughter would always do that. And I would go to him and tell him, "Honey, Maritza's not home, and it's midnight." He would say, "Well, go to sleep. Why are you staying up?" I said, "Because she's not home." He would say, "God's taking care of her, so I'm going to go to sleep." And he would go to sleep. And that was every weekend. That girl would go out and she would stay out late, and I just could not go to sleep. Chica lived with us for a while, and even Chica was living under the same rules that Maritza. I would tell him, "When you come home, you need to let me know that you're home because I cannot go to sleep." One night, I wake up, and it's late. And where is Chica? Where is Chica? And I looked out the window, and I could not see her car. I didn't go up. No, I did go upstairs, but I didn't see anything. I didn't see her. So I call her, and she answers, "Yes, Pastora." I said, "Where are you? I'm waiting for you. Where are you?" "I'm upstairs asleep." That's just the way I was as a mother. I couldn't go to bed until the girls were in the house. You need to learn to pay attention to your mom. She loves you. She cared for you. And as children, we need to learn to listen to what she has to say. Someone once said something very wise. When you're old enough to know the answers, nobody will ask you any questions. There's a lot of wisdom in older people, young generation. When I talk to my grandkids, I tell them something, and they say, "I know that, Nana. I know. And I say something. Do y'all get that? You try to say something to the youngsters, and they say, "Oh, I know. To all you 20-something and 30 years old, you do not know more than your parents. They have been around the block a couple of times. They know. So if you listen to your parents, you might learn something. It's important for the children to listen to their parents. Make your mom feel valuable. Make her feel that what she has to say is important because she has earned that right. Every parent, every mom here has earned the right for her children to listen. You might not take her advice, but listen. Don't just tell her, Mom, you're so old, you don't know what you're saying. Mom, our generation is different. We know that. We know that your generation is different. But we also know some things that you do not know. So you need to learn to listen to your mom. Number 5, help her cheerfully. Help her. When your mom says, can you go wash the dishes? Oh, again? I did it last night. When your mom says, can you go clean your room? Nobody's going to see my room. Why do I have to clean it? Because it ain't your house. And you clean. When you're under the roof of a parent, you go under their rules. Amen? All the parents should be shouting amen. Yes. When you live under your parents' roof, regardless of how old you are, if you're still living there and they're still helping you, by golly, you need to listen and you need to help out with what's going on around there. You know, with my mom, as I told you, I wasn't a perfect kid. But I never cursed at her or anything, but one of the things that I did do quite often that got me into so much trouble, she would say, Mary, I want you to go wash the dishes. And I'd be watching TV. And I'd tell her, I wouldn't answer. I would just pay attention to the TV set. And she would say, Mary, I want you to go wash dishes. I am. Mary, I want you to go wash dishes. And I would get up and I'd smack my lips. How many of your kids do that? Or I'd roll my eyeballs. Ooh, that got me into so much trouble. Children, adults that are living still at home, moms are the greatest helpers. They helped you. They put on your diapers when you couldn't do that. They cleaned. They pick up stuff from the floor that no other person would do. They've done so much stuff. They buy you clothes. They take you to the mall. They give you their debit card. They let you borrow their car. I think you can help your mom. You can help her out. But nowadays, we have a lot of kids that don't like to help. We have a lazy generation. Kids that don't like to do that. I've been to my daughter's house where she gets home, she works, she gets home, and there she is cooking a fabulous meal. And then I sit back and sometimes I've even told her, I said, Terry, it's time for you to tell the kids to get in there and to wash the dishes. You don't have to clean the kitchen. So she's learned. Your mom cooks, you clean the kitchen. I cook, my husband cleans the kitchen. Nothing wrong with that. Right, Israel? Nothing wrong with that. Amen. Oh, it's the other way around. So, children, help your mother. And don't do it with an attitude. Oh, well, you told me to, so I'm going to do it. No, do it with a tearful heart. You know, do y'all realize, I'm speaking to the children, do you realize that when your mom is sick, she still gets up to cook? When your mom is sad, she still does things for you. If she works outside of the home and she's tired, she comes home and she still has to do her duties as a mom and as a wife. I think as children, we should learn to help our parents. Help your mom. When my girls come to the house, if I'm cooking, a lot of times without me having to tell them, they go in there. We're training the younger generation to do that also. There's no need for mom to do everything. Children can help their mothers. Remember her all the time gratefully. You're in this world because of your mom. Those women that gave birth natural with no epidural, God bless you. God bless you. I didn't. I had 3 epidurals and I'm proud of it. I got it back to as my witness. Regardless if you gave birth naturally, at home, no hospital, no drugs, God bless you, mom. But if you had an epidural, God bless you also. Remember your mother. Everything she went through. And let me repeat again, your mom might not be the perfect mom. My mom was not perfect. But I knew that my mom loved me. Did she make mistakes? Oh yeah, she made a lot of mistakes. Have I made a lot of mistakes as a mother? Yes, I have. You have an opportunity to change the way you treat your mom. Remember her gratefully. Remember all the things that she did for you. The little things, the big things. Remember your mom by giving her a phone call. Call your mom. Those cell phones that y'all carry, they're not just for texting or for watching Instagram or whatever. They're for you to call. Call your mother. We have 3 daughters. Out of the 3, the one that calls us every morning at 8 o'clock in the morning or before 8 o'clock is Maritza. Every morning. Terry has a very stressful job. And we all know Terry. Maritza says, "Do you call Terry?" I said, "No, I don't call Terry. She's busy. I know that Terry will call me. She don't call me every day, but she does call me. The other one in Austin, she's always busy. I call her. If she don't answer by the 3rd ring, I know it's going straight to voicemail. So I just hang up. It's important for you to learn to remember your mother. A phone call. You can send her a text, but I think she would rather hear your voice. She'd rather hear you say, "Hey, Mom, how are you? How was your day? Mom, I don't have very much time, but I just wanted to see how your day was going." She'll appreciate that.